morning, Michelle. Hello. All right, let's make our way to the floor. We're going to start in child's pose, taking knees wide, big toes touch. If this doesn't feel good in the knees, just keep those hips up and come into more of a puppy pose. Still walking the hands forward, bringing the forehead to the floor. And in some way or another, rest the forehead, whether it's on the floor, the back of the hands, or fists even here. And rest that head. Let the head go, the neck soften. And if you're in child's pose, think about reaching the sit bones towards the heels, lengthening through the lower back. And just find your breath here, breathing in and out of the nose if that's possible. There's a lot of smoke in the air around some of us. So we might be feeling that congestion a little bit more these days. Just noticing, can breathe in and out of the mouth. We'll just take a couple more breaths here. Maybe rock the head a little side to side. Massaging the third eye center. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, Ellen. Welcome, welcome. We're just in child's pose. Couple more breaths in child's pose. And then go ahead on your next inhale. We'll start to make our way up. Come to down dog. We'll tuck the toes. Take the hips up and back. Take some breaths here. And any movement, maybe pedaling out the feet, bending the knees. I always like to take my hips a little side to side here, get into the side body. Making this your practice, whatever your body needs here on this Monday morning. Thunderstorms were intense last night. I was thinking about all of my California friends just praying throughout the night. So just let's take a couple more breaths here. And then we'll start to move those feet, walking the feet forward and come into a ragdoll. As you're ready, walk those feet forward. Feet apart as much as you like, bend the knees as much as you like, let the head go forward, shoulders, arms can hang. And maybe shake out the head a little yes, no. And then bend the knees a lot to start to roll up to standing. Let the head and neck be the last to come up. Nice and easy, nice and slow. Feeling along the spine here as we roll up. And then finding mountain pose, Tadasana. So feet come a little together or apart, either or. Palms face forward. Lift the heart, belly in. Maybe close the eyes. Find your breath. Feel that grounding into the feet, the lifting up through the crown of the head. And breathe, breathe with it. Breathe with that grounding and that extension. All right, we'll open the eyes if they're closed. And then take the arms out and up. Let's see, we can interlace the fingers except for the pointer finger, or just press the palms together above the head, or keep them a little apart. So we'll come up and over to the left. So stretching that right side body. Trying not to let the shoulders come up into the ears. Create space for the neck. One more breath. And really press into this right foot. You might even take your feet a little bit apart, a little bit more apart. And then come back to center on an inhale. And we'll take it up and over to the left. Exhale. Stretch, reach long and then over. And then press into the opposite foot, the left foot. Find that little grounding to lift from there. One more breath. And then inhale, come to center. And we'll do that one more time on each side. to over to the left. Ground down into the right foot. Come back to center and over to the right. Ground down into the left foot. And then inhale, center. Let's swan dive. Release the arms. This will feel good to let those arms go. Reach with the heart. Come into the forward fold. And then inhale, halfway lift. Hands to the shins, heart forward. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back into plank. Or you could come into a tabletop position. Easier on the wrists there. Let's breathe here in plank. Take an inhale. As we lower to the belly, feel free to take the knees down to the floor, but we'll lower through chaturanga, elbows close to the body. Let's go ahead and release down to the belly. And then let's flow with cobra here. So tops of the feet are down, press into the pelvis, lift the heart up, cobra, inhale. Exhale, lower the chest to the floor. You could just do cat-cow if you're in tabletop. Inhale, cobra, lift up. Maybe you're coming up a little higher. Exhale, lower down. One more, come on up, lift, lift, lift. Shoulders down, elbows hug in. And lower down. We'll tuck the toes under, hug the belly in. Press right up into plank for more power, or keep the knees down, press up. And back to our down dog, few breaths. Or child's pose, either or. These are considered our resting poses. And just moments where we check in, breathe, check in with the body, noticing what's coming up physically, mentally. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. The bottom of this exhale. Gaze forward. You can walk, step, or jump the feet to meet the hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise up to standing. Feel free to roll up again or reverse swan dive. Flat back, arms out and up. And release. All right, we're gonna flow with the breath a little more and add that side stretch. So let's take those arms out and up, interlace the fingers or press the palms together. Up and over to the left, side stretch. Inhale to center. Reach up and exhale over to the right. Come back to center, inhale. Swan dive, release those arms, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, heart forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into plank. Lower to the belly, or feel free to just hover here. Chaturanga, up dog or cobra, heart lifts. Down dog, press back, couple breaths there. Perfect. More inhale. And then exhale. Beautiful. Bottom of the exhale here. Gaze forward. Walk, step, or jump the feet to meet the hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise up. Roll up or flat back. Come on up. And release. All right, we'll sink into chair from here. So weight in the heels. Belly in, heart lifts. Feet apart as much as you like or a little closer together. And then add the arms. Cactus arms or extending arms overhead. Really hug the belly in nice and strong. Sink back into the heels. Find your breath. Fierce chair. Some yoga places call this fierce chair because it gets fierce. Feeling that heat in the thighs, the quads. Sink a little lower, find your breath. And let's open it up to the right. So right arm comes back, left arm forward, twist right. Maybe take the gaze back with the back hand, weight in the heels. This is one I love to do on the paddleboard. Who's coming to the retreat? Cheryl, a couple of us here. All right, come back to center. Chair. Exhale, take that left arm back, right arm forward, twist. Maybe gaze back, weight in the heels. I know our legs are burning. One more breath here. And then as you come to center, straighten the legs. Open the arms here. Lift the heart, slight back bend. And then release forward, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands. Now feel free to move through a vinyasa here. Chaturanga, up dog. Or cat-cow, or just take it back to down dog. Couple breaths there. Next, inhale, right leg lifts from down dog. Exhale, step the foot forward. We're setting up for warrior two here. Back foot flat. Nice wide stance from front to back. And then let's take those arms up. Shoulders stack over hips as best we can. And we're sinking into this front knee and opening the knee to the right as best we can. Maybe taking the gaze over the front fingers. Hugging the belly in, find your breath. Soften shoulders. This could be fierce too, fierce warrior. I feel fierce in this pose. One more breath here. Grounding down into the feet. And then inhale, straighten the front leg. We'll take it into Trikonasana, triangle. Back foot can come in an inch or two. And then reach those right fingertips forward. Lowering the hand to the shin or to the inside or outside of the foot. And that left arm comes up. Reaching up, maybe lifting the gaze up. Really rotating open this top rib cage, top shoulder. As we ground down into the feet, legs are strong. One more breath. Yeah, feel free to take your arm overhead. Maybe release the bottom arm, get a little core. And then from there, we can rise up, belly strong. Inhale, rise up. Woo. Exhale, warrior two, sink into the front knee. Reverse warrior, right palm flips. And then find that length side body as the right knee reaches forward. One more breath here, inhale. Exhale, hands release down. Step back into our plank. Vinyasa through or not. Heart really comes forward on those chaturangas. Come onto the tips of the toes there. Couple breaths in down dog. And then on your next inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot forward, setting up warrior two on the other side. Back foot flat, come on up as you're ready. Flip around here, facing you all. Adjust the feet. So ideally, our front heel is straight line to the arc of the back foot. That's something you can work towards. If that doesn't feel good, adjust as you need. Maybe widen the front foot out a little more or forward. Couple breaths here. Lengthen through the arms. Sink into the front knee. Open to the left. Legs are strong, rounding into the feet. And then on our next inhale, we'll straighten this front leg. Back foot in an inch or two. Left fingertips reach forward. Forward, 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 and then lower down. My blocks. Oh, there they are. My 2-year-old always takes my blocks. Always the same story. So that block could be inside or outside of the foot. Really reach that top arm up, maybe lift the gaze, couple more breaths. Find some length in the spine. And then rotating open. Maybe taking the top arm overhead, lift the bottom arm, core, hello, obliques. And then everyone on the next inhale, rise up. Oh my goodness, exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse, left palm flips. Find that length in the side body. And exhale, we'll release the hands down, vinyasa through. Or just up and back, down dog, or back child's pose. Few breaths there. And again, check in. Yeah, get a sip of water if you need it. That sounds really good. This doggy here wants her breakfast, just pacing a little bit. Good girl. All right, let's move on from down dog. Lower to the knees. Let's get a back bend. We'll get camel, Ustrasana. So knees apart about hips width, hands to the lower back, fingers pointing down or up, and then hug those elbows towards one another. Jeez. Lift the heart up. Sorry about that, everybody. Lift the heart up, lift the gaze, open that heart. You might start to come back a little more. Maybe tuck the toes, reach for the heels. We'll do this one more time, so you don't have to come to your fullest. Maybe release the head back, but as you come up, lead with the heart. Let the head and neck follow. Ooh, sit back onto the heels. All right, these guys are getting crazy. All right, let's do that one more time. Come on up. Do our knees, or feel free to sit it out. Take child's pose. Set up those hands. Lift the heart. Automatically, we're just lifting the heart first thing. Maybe even find length. And then take it back. Follow the gaze along this, or the ceiling back. Maybe reaching for the heels. Keep those hips reaching forward as we lift up and back. One more breath. And lead with the heart, head and neck follow. Sit back on the heels. Whew. All right. From there, we'll slowly make our way into, let's do this is embryo. It's a different variation of child's pose where you keep the thighs together and start to rest your belly on top of the thighs. If that doesn't feel good, take the knees wide. In that position, you can reach the arms back and just round through the back. And that will feel probably good after that back bend. Let the head come forward and the shoulders release forward as well, opening up the back of the heart. Take a few breaths there. And on your next inhale, we'll slowly roll up. And come forward. We're going to make our way into down dog and get into the hips a little bit. So from down dog, we'll lift the right leg up, inhale. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip here, reaching the right heel towards left glute. And just taking a couple breaths, opening side body. Psoas, definitely feel it there. Take a, on your inhale, take a right leg straighten. Exhale, step it through. We're gonna come into lizard from here, so really to the outside of the hands. Hands come down to the floor, back knee can come down. Another option is we could start to lower to the forearms, maybe to a block. But if you feel like you're really reaching there, stay up on the palms and think about lengthening the spine, heart reaching forward. Sinking the hips forward. So we'll feel it in the hip flexor there, on the left. Few breaths. You can always let the head go if that's okay in the neck. Go ahead and come on up to the palms if you're not already there. We'll walk this right foot to the center of the mat and come into half split. So we'll straighten this front leg, starting to sink the hips back. And your booty might come all the way to the heel, but maybe not. And keep the spine long, hands on either side of the leg. You could keep a slight bend in the knee here if you need, or even take blocks on either side, which is always great here. Keeping the spine long, and then squaring the hips. So left hip forward, right hip back. Ooh, IT band. Couple breaths. When you square those hips, you really get into that outer hip, IT band, outer knee. And on your next inhale, we'll bend this front knee, plant the hands, step back into plank. Feel free to vinyasa through here, a little reset, or take it back down dog, or child's pose. And then from down dog, inhale, left leg lifts, open that hip here, left heel reaching towards the opposite side. You can always find some movement in the foot here. And then inhale, straighten that leg, square the hips. Exhale, step the foot forward to the outside of the hands, lizard lunge on this side. Release the back knee down, or you could always keep it lifted as well. A little bit more power there. Maybe lower to the forearms. Keep lengthening the spine, heart forward. Keep breathing, few deep breaths, 3 to 5 breaths here. Bent knee wants to come out to the side sometimes. Keep hugging it in a little bit. One more breath, hugging into towards the shoulder. And then come on up to the palms. And we'll walk this foot to the center. And start to straighten the front leg, half split. Baby blocks on either side. Lift the heart up and forward, and then square the hips. Right hip forward, left hip back. Breathe there. Find a nice long spine. Once again, gonna have to keep reminding ourselves to lengthen rather than round. One more full breath. And inhale, bend that front knee, plant the hands. Last vinyasa if you'd like here, or just take it back down dog. Or final vinyasa. And from down dog, once again, let's inhale, right leg up. We're gonna get into a pigeon, more into the hips. Let's exhale, open the knee. Inhale, straighten, or bend the knee, open the hip. Straighten, my words this morning. All right, we're gonna come into pigeon here. So shin comes forward. Right knee towards right wrist, ankle towards left wrist, but that might not happen for a lot of us. We may take our heel in a little closer to the body, and that's perfectly fine as long as it feels okay in the knee. If not, flip it around, and we can come into a seated figure 4 here or on our backs. So set it up for you. This is your practice. Stretching that outer hip, everybody. It doesn't matter really how we do it. And extend the back leg long in this pigeon. Square hips, shoulders. Feel free to lower down as you're ready to the palms. We may just stay there. We may just stay on the forearms. Or we might be able to take the forehead to the floor. Or I always like to bring a block in here for the forehead. And this pigeon, we're wanting this level, flat sacrum instead of leaning over to the right. If you're leaning over to the right, you could bring your block underneath the hip. as well to keep you level there in the lower back. Sink into this with the breath. Some nice full deep breaths. Releasing around the hips, the glutes. One more full breath here. And on your next inhale, slowly start to come up. To the forearms, to the palms. We'll tuck the back toes under, extend the right leg back, shake it out. And from down dog, we'll inhale the left leg up. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, pigeon, other side, set it up. Take that shin forward or switch it seated or on our back. Square hips, shoulders, find some length. And then come forward as you're ready. We have plenty of time, so take it slow. Maybe support the head if you can. And check in with the lower back. We got a level back there. And sink in, find your breath. One more full breath here. Maybe an exhale out of the mouth. And on your next inhale, we'll slowly start to come up. Tuck the back toes. Extend left leg back, shake it out. From down dog, we're gonna make our way to our seat. So you could practice a jump through if you're practicing, or you could just kind of hop forward and come to your seat, or just whatever's the easiest way. So that hop forward would kind of be working towards the jump through. And I've broken that down before, and I'll revisit that another day, but we're making our way into Shavasana. So come on to the back. Feel free to bring the knees into the chest first if you'd like. But we are there. Time to rest. Take in our practice. Take a nice deep inhale here. And exhale. Maybe open mouth exhale. Settle in, soften, release the body. soften the face, the jaw. And I'll log you off here. Thanks so much for joining. Stay here as long as you can. Namaste. Happy Monday, everybody.